Hello my fellow freedom builders and welcome back to the channel. Now I just wanted to make a very quick video today about Sea Ltd. That is the big talk of the town, and especially since after the earnings yesterday it dropped something like almost 30%, and that is of course extremely annoying if you are an investor in this company. Now my question here is, could we have seen this coming? Normally when I see big drops like this, I have a look at the graph and I take a look at and see, would I have been in Sea Ltd? Now, I have no doubt that Sea Ltd has a lot of potential. There is some gaming, there is e-commerce, there is the sea money, this e-wallet concept. So I am 100% certain there's a lot of potential here. The question is that if we're going for these growth companies that are not really making money, and we can have a quick look at this, we can see that the revenue is going up. They did surprise negatively in some of the outlooks for the future when they came out with the numbers yesterday. We can see that the net profit is negative, earnings per share is negative, but there is some projections of positive income. So all of that is good. The thing is, could we have seen the drop coming? Would we have invested in Sea Ltd using just simple technical analysis? And I know you might think to yourself, there is a bit of investing in hindsight and everyone can find a stock that has dropped and said, no, I wouldn't be in. But I'm doing this over and over and over again. If you follow my channel, you'll see that I've done it 1,000 times. That is both with stocks going up and stocks going down. So let's just have a quick look at our TPI chart. And remember, this is my stock scanner. It is going public somewhere in the near future. So there will be a link below so you can write your email on a waiting list and we'll let you know when it goes public. However, the interesting part here is that we could just start focusing on the long-term trend indicator down here. That can either be red or it can be green. And when it is green, we can look for trades. If it's red, we can't. Or we can look for short trades or the put option trades or whatever. However, when we go back and we take a look at this in a bit of a longer term perspective, let's go back something like 3 or 4 years here. We have Sea Ltd trading at around 30-40-ish here. And as far as I recall, RK and Katie Woods were big on the Sea Ltd here. Now, it did go into a green zone back here in March, and that meant that all the way from March 2020 and pretty much into November 21, almost 2 years, we could look for long trades. We could have taken one long-term long trade here, or we could have timed it by figuring out where the weekly trend helped us. That could be somewhere here. We could have taken a trade here. We could have taken a trade up here. We could have taken a trade again with the different rules I have described many times. We could have taken a very good trend here. So we could have taken a lot of long trends here. Now, then someone might argue, yes, but it would have been more profitable just to go long, just buy and hold from down here around the 40 and up to around 350. And yes, it would. However, that would also demand that you could guess that this was the top. Not this was the top, or this was the top, or this was the top. You had to predict that this was the top and you needed to get out. So instead of taking the entire run up and making 1,000 or 1,200% here, I would probably have taken a lot of smaller trends instead, getting in and out, giving me a bit more trading cost, of course. But when we got to this point here, I would not have been in any more trades. I would have been out or been able to short the tops here. So let's just zoom in a bit here. And just since the top, had you bought here, and a lot of people did buy here because they believed in the hype that C was going to 1,000 or 5,000 or wherever it was going. But had you taken it here, you would right now be down something like, what, 90%. We would have been out all the time it was in a red trend here. Then, coming down to the later times scales here, we can see we went into the green zone here. Now, as you know, if you have watched my videos, I have two different trade setups with the TPI here. I have to be in green on the long-term trend on both of them, and then one of them is coming here. We are green on the long term, we are green on the weekly, and then it also goes green on the daily here, and I take it at the beginning of the next day around 74.5-ish here. So I could take this trade here, and then I'll have to exit when the weekly goes red. So that is, let's just say here I take $7 or $8 here, making it 10 or 11 or 12% we're making in this quick swing here. Now, the next thing I can have a look at is the trade here. We are still in a green zone. Here we took the trade because we were all green here. This one I'm taking from the argument that we are in a long-term green uptrend here, but we are going into a weekly accumulation oversold phase here. So I would have taken this somewhere here around the 75.6-ish, and then I would have exited it here with a loss because we went into a red long-term trend here. So I would have taken something like 5 or 8% loss here, making these two trends a break even. And could I go into it now? No, I couldn't. Because we are just in a long-term red downtrend here. Now, could I have predicted that the stock would drop like this yesterday? No, absolutely not. I don't have any skills into guessing the future here. I'm only looking at trends. And since back here, since up above 70, the trend has been down. Down, 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 down. I've been reading a lot of articles saying that now was the time for Sea Ltd. It should go to the moon. It should go up to 350 again, and so on and so forth. And it might just do. I have absolutely no clue where it is going. I can just see that since back here, I wouldn't have owned it because it seemed like all the big guys were selling it. In this period here, I could have taken long trades. I could have won some, could have lost some, as you see. It's not all winners, but I'm not losing the shirt. I'm not spending all my money hoping for a meme stock or a hype stock or a tech stock or whatever you want to call them, deep value tech or whatever. I'm not buying and hoping that the future projections will hold through and that it will go up 10,000%. I'm taking a lot of smaller trades, and a majority of them are winners. We can see that both in our live trading and in our tests. And the good part here is that we are also keeping our losses low. If you see, for instance, the YouTube swing trading, the portfolio here, as you can see, I've been talking about for a long time that at some point the market will start coming down, but we don't take a huge risk. We are getting in and out of trades quicker. So as you can see, our total return now is about 4%. And the S&P was up at some point at 9.4%. Now it is at 5.8%. So it is getting closer and closer. We are having about 1% drawdown. The market right now is at 3.25%, but that will get bigger as well. Our volatility is very low. Our Sharpe is high. So overall, this is the way I trade. It might not be the way you trade, but looking at the Sea Limit, you would probably have lost quite a lot of money if you had believed the hype and had kept it from up here, maybe adding to a positions all the way down, believing that it would go up. And as I said, at one point, it might go up at 10x and go up to 500. But in the meantime, you will have had money sitting on the line, losing money, not knowing if it would ever get back into break even, and trying to buy more and more and more of these to lower your average entry price, which is a very dangerous way of investing. So, using some simple trend principles that you can get access to shortly on my stock scanner, you could have been staying out of this for most of the downturn, taking a few trades here, but basically being in break even. I hope this made sense. As always, this is just inspiration and education and not actually something you should invest directly from. Remember to use your own strategies, risk management and all that. That's all for now. Take care of yourself and your money out there, and I'll speak to you again shortly. Bye.